Good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt, aka the Lumberjack Landlord. I know, absent the hat today, quite frankly, my kids took it and I don't know where it is. So we will eventually find said hat. But we've got the amazing Mike Zuber from One Rental at a Time. How are you doing this morning, Mike?
I'm doing very well. I think we may have to arrange getting you one of these great hats.
Yes, exactly. I know I was giving Magpul firearms all those and firearms parts, all those extra free, spend dollars. So good for you guys. But yeah, that was actually a hat that I really liked. It was just a really well-made hat. So good job to Magpul. But yeah, the kids have seemingly commandeered that, and I have no idea where it is. So we'll find it someday. Yeah, right when I go buy another one is exactly when I'll find that one. That's usually how I find my kids have done a good job of.
Good.
Dad, we thought you needed a second one. Yeah.
I'm glad it happens.
Yeah, yes, it does for sure. So we wanted to get together today, talk about a few topics, but the first one was really just kind of a mindset. So, you and I talk a lot about mindset, and we're positive guys and living our life, in software sales, kind of a quarter at a time, right? And it's always being about that 90 days. And when you have a tough quarter, that can kind of get you off your game sometimes, especially if you're not really sure how that next quarter is looking. But, I wanted to talk about kind of how that equates to the environment that we're going through right now. Honestly, it's enough to need to be medicated to read today's news about landlords and properties and tenants and, us partnering up with the CDC apparently. So talk to me a little bit about, as you've gone through this process, how do you maintain a healthy mindset to really, quite frankly, still be building your business? Because that's still what you're doing on a daily basis.
Yeah, there's a lot you learn when you live 90 days at a time. There were decades of my career where I could have lost my job every 90 days for lack of performance, right? That's the threat you live under in software sales. And about once or twice a year, you kind of see somebody in a QBR. We always called it getting shot. It wasn't physically shot, but it was like, thank you for coming. You can leave now, right? That happened in my industry, at least a couple of times a year.
Sure.
So you always knew it was there, it was always in the back of your mind. So what I've learned in that career, which I now transition to what we're doing now, and I hope other people follow, is you need to kind of insulate yourself. You need to you're at the center of your world. And then you need to be very careful who you let in. It's your family. It's a couple of very close friends, but you own that first circle, and that needs to be tight, small. And then there's additional ones. It's your colleagues, it's your work, it goes out further. But the reason you need to have that very tight circle is you only need to really hear advice or really communicate heartfelt things with that very innermost circle. And then most importantly, we need to do, most of us, myself included sometimes, need to do a better job of letting just all the other stuff go. Right. Whether it's the CDC or Gavin Newsom in California making stupid, idiotic communist decisions. I can't control that, right? I'm just like every other California citizen. I get one vote, and I live in a blue state. So, it is what it is. But you just have to let some of that stuff go and realize that you are on your path. Mm-hmm. You control your journey. And what when I find myself kind of breaking negative, right, the glass is half full, I just have to step back and realize, what am I letting in? And while YouTube University is amazing for the free information out there, unfortunately, what I have noticed participating in the last 2 years as a positive person, being positive and truly giving isn't a path to rapid growth. If you want rapid growth and if you want to be this or that, you've got to come out and say the world is ending, a Great Depression is coming, they're going to take all free property rights, inflation's going to 17,000%, and everybody's going to live for free and no one's going to work. I mean, you have to go super negative. Yeah. And, you could do that if you're comfortable. I mean, if you could let that stuff go, I can't, right? If I share my thoughts and it happens to be negative, I'm going to carry that water forward. So what I always have to do is always remind myself who's in that tight circle. It's a very small number. And I need to work on my business. Yes, as you see, I do a daily show. So I am constantly looking out at the horizon, but I'm looking at the horizon going, okay, where's everything going? What could potentially impact? Where should I go? Because again, I'm growing my business. I'm adding units all the time. I want to know what's going on with inflation. Cost of capital is a big deal to me. So I was refining last year because why? I look every day and I realize, oh my God, the federal government and the Fed is taking rates to an artificially low level. What should I do? Well, I should go get as much free debt as I can because inflation will come eventually.
That's right.
So there's just so many things that are positive in this world that if I think most folks need to let negativity go. And I think we need to fill our cup with positivity, not like rainbows, unicorns and stuff like Santa Claus, but you know what? I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm probably going to wake up the next day. And you know what? I might even wake up the day after that. So, let's plan for those kinds of things instead of, some of these channels, I want to roll up in a fetal position and be like, hope nobody sees me. I mean, Jesus, some of these things are negative.
Exactly. I just text one of my buddies. I go, hey, watch this video. And then can you come over and hit me with a bat for a while? Like that. It's just over the top. And again, guys, one of the things that, we'll equate it to housing, be the thermostat, not the thermometer. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. You set the temperature. And at the end of the day, Mike and I could both, and there's other investors that will be the thermometer, and they are running for cover and they are doing everything they can to preserve capital. And I'm not doing anything right now. And in fact, I'm unloading some properties. And then you look at the numbers and you're like, why would you unload that? And it just doesn't feel right. Guys, this is exactly what the Oracle of Omaha has been talking about for 80 years. Run into the fire when everyone else is running out. And if you're a contrarian on this level, you still have to do good or great deals. You still have to do the math. You still have to do the work. But when you're doing the work and then doing the math, you're going to get that good or great deal. And more importantly, that's going to translate for you because you're doing the deal because it works. It works. That's why you're doing the deal. So you're not buying at this, even if you're buying at this tippy top, let's say, based on what the rates are, if the deal still works, then there's the opportunity 10 years from now where who knows, money might be cheaper in 10 years. It also might be 3 times the price. We have no way of knowing. Do you think in 1983 or 84, do you think when they were having 14% mortgage rates, do you think that they thought we would ever touch 2.5?
No,
not ever. I honestly, 2 years ago, did you think when we were in the basically, 5s for our commercial stuff, 5 and 6, did you think we were ever to see something with a 3 handle?
Dude, no, I thought actually, if you would have put a gun to my head back then, I would have told you that I could never see something with a 3.
Right.
Dude, I have people that got 2s.
Oh my word.
Jesus Christ. Where did that come from?
You're like, I want to sign up for the free money window.
I will take every mortgage on every property that cash flows 100 or 150 bucks that I can get with 2% 30-year money. I'll buy it right now.
Holy cow. Yeah. I mean, of course, because any 10-year period in time on the rents, and holy cow, you're making it hard. Like the numbers are crazy. So, that's one of the things that, I admit it. I had my day on Wednesday or Tuesday. I went absolutely icky baluki mental. When the CDC put that out, I'm like, I'm going to have to repaint some of the rooms of my house. I was cursing so much. It was bad. And I was like, babe, you got to take the kids out. Daddy's got to have a second.
It's about to get X-rated in here.
Yeah, I need a second. They can't hear any of these things. I'm pretty sure like 7 of them are made up words, and some people might consider it speaking in tongues. Like, we got to move on. And I was mental. But you know what? What took me 24 hours and like, all right, they're clearly trying to do something here. Whatever. I still need to evaluate my deals and make decisions on the deal.
Yeah, well, here's the deal, right? So I had the same thing, right? Well, first and foremost, I expected it. I'm like, they're going to extend this one more time.
Sure.
I mean, I've said that even before all of this. So I've been expecting, I always said summer, June 30th, kind of the middle of summer.
It is. Yeah.
So it is kind of expected. And I think this is the last time. I'll put that on record again. I don't think they extended anymore, which is good. But what I saw it as is cool. 90 more days for mom and pop landlords to be stressed out, don't have reserves. Maybe I'll find 3 or 4 more deals.
Yep.
And oh, by the way, for the last year, I wouldn't buy a property with tenants in it.
Yeah.
You know what? If I truly believe that June 30th is the day, I'm like, I might go back to those people that have tenants and go, you know what? Maybe I'll take that 60-day risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
Give me a discount. So you've got to turn it all around. You're making decisions on your family.
That's right. And there's opportunities in every single market, every single one, whether it was 09, 10, and 11, and you were having to go get hard money because banks wouldn't lend to guys even with 800 credit scores and plenty of cash and plenty of income. They weren't interested. They still were like, nope, we're still not going to do that deal. You're like, what? Like, you are a bank, right? That's what you're supposed to lend out your money. You're the facility by which the Fed gets us this money, correct?
I didn't know that was possible. I honestly didn't think 800 credit score, 7-figure net worth, 6-figure income, never missed a payment. I'm like, you could say no?
Yeah.
Is that an option?
Yeah. Mr. Zuber, we're going to need you to redo this paperwork because right now you're flagging as too big of a risk.
Yes. Oh, man.
What?
I remember, you want to talk about a day of cursing and repainting your rooms. I lost it that day.
Yeah.
I lost it.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, we were going through the process and we had not gotten a rate lock on one of the properties we were doing. And the wonderful and now defunct Countrywide came back to us and they said, so your rates changed. And I said, okay, all right. And we were at 6.5. And I said, all right, what's it changed to? Because we know that changes the deal, right? Changes the economics. Yeah. Well, so we can do 10.5. I was like, did I just get in a time machine and it's 1985? What just happened? What do you mean 10.5? Well,
that's code for we don't want to do that loan.
Yeah, exactly. They so didn't want to do the loan. And it wasn't a bad loan either. It was a really clean deal. And that's literally what they came back at. And I just said, okay, well, those numbers make it not work anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the interest rate went up that much. So, Mike and I would encourage everybody to, hey, make sure, again, you're doing good and great deals. You're doing your work. You're checking the math. A great deal certainly still makes sense right now. A good deal still makes sense right now, but keep that in mind that you're to be that thermostat, not the thermometer. You guys are setting the pace. You guys set the pace on your business, and that speed and pace and risk, if you will, risk profile is entirely up to you to decide.
Yeah.
Mike and I have been doing this for a long time, right? Please, Mike. Yeah.
The last thing I'll say on this topic is I do not give you permission to be upset for more than 24 hours.
Yeah.
If anything irritates you longer than that, you need to check yourself. You need to own that because nothing should ever impact your life that long. Whether it's CDC orders that basically make the government our partner or banks suddenly not lending to us, we have seen horrific things.
That's right.
But you can't let it go. I mean, if you are still bothered by it when you're going to bed, stay up. You are not allowed to be upset the next day.
Yeah, honestly, Mike, that's a great take. Build a bridge, get over it. You know what? Worse is going to happen. And you just take it in stride. I mean, that's what the best CEOs, that's what the best owners, that's what the best leaders do, is they segment it. They say, this is not an indicator of how things are going to go for me in the future. This is merely a microcosm and a step in time. And I need to deal with it, understand exactly what happened here, understand how to pivot around it, and then manage through it. And those are the guys that always end up the most successful.
There you go.
So Mike, where can we find you?
Go ahead and search One Rental at a Time. I should show up in YouTube, Instagram, Amazon, Audible. It should be pretty easy to find me.
He does. And by the way, the Lumberjack Landlord is going to launch a one rental at a time binge challenge.
Ooh.
If you can get through all Mike's content. If you can get through all Mike's content in less than a month, I'll figure out something I'll do for you.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And the best part is honestly, you will be so unbelievably smart. Your head will probably explode, but you'll probably have watched so much content that blood will be shooting out of your eyeballs as well.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, hey, Mike, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Hey, guys, make sure to check us out. Continue watching through on Lumberjack Landlord here on YouTube and more stuff to come. Thanks so much, Mike.